Hello everyone and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. This is Colin and today we are going to do one of the most epic unboxings I've ever done. Dragon Eclipse. Look at this. Look at all this content. Huge shout out to Awaken Realms. They did send this to us and I did check. I do have the sun-dropped version as well. I am so lucky. I cannot wait to show this to you. This game looks awesome. I actually did not back this. I was planning on it, but it was during the time when I didn't have the funds for it, and I'm so lucky to be able to show this one to you. This poor pledge went through a lot to get here. It got delayed in Poland. It had a mechanical failure in Germany. I got the box. It literally had punch holes in it like somebody shot a bow with an arrow. Shot a bow and arrow right through it, yet everything seems to look great. Let's jump in. We'll start with the core box and then explore everything else as we go. Before we dive into the core box, I wanted to show you the playmat. First of all, this Awaken Realms does it perfect. I get so many of these playmats and they have creases all over the place. That's because they squish them into the box or they're bent or folded in half. They do these all rolled up so nicely. Look at it, it lays on my table. Wonderful. I don't have any creases. It's ready to play. I love that. I'm still dealing with issues with other games that I've gotten where these have been folded and it just drives me insane. I don't want to have to initially deal with that. I'm thinking of Aeon's End Descent. That one, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fix it. I've been trying to fix it and it's a huge pain. I've got weight still sitting on it. But on this board, you're going to see this is where you're going to be placing your cards 1 to 4 right down. Well, you can't really see it. Here we go. You'll place your cards down here. When you activate them, they might have a stronger strength if they're activated at the 4 slot instead of the 1, stuff like that. We've got the area where your pets, your dragon pets, or different types of pets that you're going to have in the game, you'll be moving across the board here. We're going to unbox everything on this mat because I love how it looks. Speaking of loving how it looks, look at the top of this box. I love it. It's got that nice gloss finish on certain parts of the top, and so it looks really great in person. The top of the box lifts straight up, so that's how you're going to open your core box. Inside we have our rule book, and then you have one of the most important pieces, your start here. This is essentially your quick start guide. I've been learning Iridia, and it seems to be in these new bigger games, they love to give you a quick start guide. I really enjoy it. First of all, they have an unboxing instruction that's going to take you about 30 to 40 minutes. I think it's slightly less with the deluxe version, but it's still going to take you some time to get cards in the right locations and whatnot, and it walks you through all of that. Then after that, it has you go through your first journey. So you want to make sure to go through that first journey, walking through step by step. We'll do that for our first video. Make sure that we're getting all of our pieces right. And what's great is you don't even have to read this rule book when you start that. I've heard that, some games that kind of works, but this one, so far, everything that I've heard does a great job of that. So I'm really excited to just walk through this and see how this looks. Great, it's got illustrations, looks like it's well written out. Looks like this will be an easy way to start the game. Dragon Eclipse is a solo or cooperative adventure game or a PvP game where you can each control your own dragons and fight it out, kind of like Pokemon. That's how I think of it. When you're going through the adventure, which is probably what I'm going to use this primarily for, you have an adventure journal. I don't want to spoil too much, but this will be, hey, go to M38, go to N19. It'll have different things in here that you need to read, and it will change the story maybe a little bit for you versus somebody else that's playing and tell you where to go and how to continue and progress through your adventure. Next, we have a punchboard sheet. Up here, we have some universal tokens. These are the 6 essence tokens, damage tokens, as you can imagine. We have burn tokens over here. We've got some silver down here and some A and B tokens that are used to denote certain things during the game. The game comes with 4 status sheets. I'm very likely going to scan those and use my own, so that way I always have these available. You probably can also download them from Awaken Realms, but these you'll use them to track progress during the game. Throughout your adventure, you're going to go to different locations, and it looks like some locations are going to be relatively large. So they gave them to us as large sheets, and this just shows you the art. I absolutely love the art in this game. It looks wonderful, very evocative. Oh, and yeah, this one might even combine with the other one. Yes, it does, to make a huge map. Oh, that's so cool. We have a world map card holder. Now this reminds me a bit of ISS Vanguard, where you'll have cards and you'll slot them in here, and what's great is then you close it, put it away. The next time you pull the game out, open them up, you already have all the locations that you've already gone to or you can go to on this sheet. You can slide them right in. I love that mechanic. Anything to make it easier to get a game to the table is a benefit. Next, we get to look at some amazing miniatures. Awaken Realms never disappoints with this, and these are the pre-shaded ones. They look gorgeous. Oh my gosh, after playing a lot of different games with different miniatures, Awaken Realms is second to none. I don't know many other games that come with better miniatures than these. Of course, you've got your wargaming ones where you actually have to build them. These are pre-built, so awesome. Just look at all of the detail on these. I don't even know what this is, but it looks amazing to me. Here's some sort of fish guy with his tongue sticking out. And I'm really hoping that during my campaign, I'm able to tame this, almost looks like a pineapple-like animal here. That would be so cool. Look at the back. Look at that. Oh, the detail is wonderful. You might think that's all the miniatures. Oh no, there's more. Here we have some of the epic dragons. Look at this one. I cannot wait to fight this thing and try and tame it. Just think of being able to throw your Pokeball out and this comes out to fight for you. I never actually played Pokemon, but I did collect a ton of cards and I watched a bunch of the TV series. So I still consider myself a Pokemon nerd, even if I didn't actually play the card game. This guy just looks amazing. Where's its head? Is its head over here? No, is it? I don't know. Wherever its head is, oh, here we go. Right there. And it's shooting out fire. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Look at that. I will fully admit I am a kid when it comes to miniatures, and these are hitting every single aspect of my kidness and toy factor. I love these minis. The next thing you'll find in your box is the location book. So remember how we looked at some of those larger locations? These are the smaller locations that you're going to go to throughout the game. Likely you'll see some of those larger ones throughout your campaign as well. You can just see there's lots of locations you can go to. You'll read the storybook. Certain things will happen. It'll help you determine what those next actions will be, what type of creature you can try and fight and tame. Just look at that art though. This Avatar, anyone? I'm hearing that music in my head right now. And post-apocalyptic something over here. This is so cool. Oh, I am loving this art. Oh, and some are vertical as well as you have the horizontal. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. That's great. There's also this book, and I'm loving these 3-ring binder books. So much nicer than having, even with the rule book, you can see the rule book. I have this binding here, and then as I'm opening pages and looking at stuff, it's starting to get bent. I love having these because things can lay flat on the table. And look at this. These are probably more arenas that you can fight in. Oh, this is cool. Oh, I love this. And look, you got some that's on land, maybe some that's in the water. Oh, this is amazing. Remember how I was showing you the Perilous Seas Adventure Journal? Well, this is actually used. I should have looked at this. It says that it adds 2 scenarios meant to be played during the base game campaign. So this must be something that was added on during the Kickstarter. This is the main adventure book. Look at this. Look at how thick that is. Look at how thick that is. So much to explore. And that's only the cooperative aspect. You could then do competitive PvP if you're into that on top of all of this. Tons of great content here. Just lots to explore in the core box alone. As you're exploring the world of Dragon Eclipse, this is where you're going to house all the different world locations. They give you a full set of these that will plop into here, and then as we go to locations and whatnot, we'll place them in here. We also have all of the booster packs for things that we'll find during the game. Now, from what I understand, the deluxe version, we don't have to split out the cards for the different sections that you can unlock cards. You'll instead open booster packs. But if you get the retail version, you can just walk through that start here, a rule book that I was showing at the beginning, and that'll tell you how to organize all of your cards so you can easily find them. It looks like we also have a small expansion for Young Luminesca here, so we'll also be placing that out. And then this looks to be little boxes to hold additional cards in them if you so choose to do that. Here we have the bottom section of the Dragon Eclipse box. We're going to be placing our tokens in here. It looks like a lot of them. Actually, we will be replacing a lot of the cardboard tokens with acrylic tokens because that's from the deluxe version. We've got a bunch of small cards and large cards. I'll open some of these up and we'll take a look at them in just a second. But then we'll be placing those cards and tokens back in here, and this fits perfectly in the bottom of the box. What Awaken Realms has done here is amazing. They have cards separated out into 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. You got 3.1s. I haven't even opened up those ones. All the way up to, what is it? I'm thinking it's, all the way to 6 for other cards. And in this instruction booklet, they tell you exactly how to take care of all those cards. You can walk right through it. And then they have these different dividers here. Got tons of different dividers that we're going to use for all of those, so it's easy to find. Let's just take a look at a little bit of the art, because the art is awesome. I don't want to spoil too much, but here's some of the different enemies that we can fight. Look at that, Aridios. Oh my gosh, that looks cool. We have the Blazer Reef. Ooh, there's another Blazer Reef. Must be at different levels. Ooh, the bulb. Oh my gosh. Just think of some of these being painted. There's a young bulb. So what I'm going to do is for all of these cards, it's going to tell me how many cards are for each of the different types of creatures. And then I will put these cards behind their specific insert here. And then you put it right inside of the box at the bottom of the box. I've now separated out all of the cards, and look at this. This is in the core box of the game. That's all that I've done so far. We are using the special edition. There are 37 different creatures here. Each one of these decks will have 6 cards that is for their action deck, if you actually control them, from what I understand. And then there's the cards that you'll use when you're going against them. We'll take a look at a set here quickly. Here's the Emberling, which I think is one of the first ones that you fight. It shows you health and its attack value, its move, all of that jazz. It's got their special abilities. It's got where its soft spot is, what happens if it's overpowered. We've got a picture for them. Then they've got their special action bonuses and 6 action cards that they're going to use. I don't exactly know how this works, but I think these are what are used against us, and then we may end up getting some of these when we actually tame those creatures. We'll see how that works when we do a playthrough, right? But this is what you'll see for each one of these 37 different creature decks. Each of the creatures has its own card divider, so you can place these all back into the box, no problem. We then have a smattering of other cards. We have fatigue cards, which actually does not have a divider. I'm assuming that these will go into your deck, and when you draw them, they do nothing. Arena cards. On the back side, it looks like they have PvP rules, and then likely when we're in our adventure, we might have specific arenas we're fighting in. These 2 decks, the locked deck and the advancement deck, you can actually shuffle those. I'm guessing that we will gain these cards throughout the campaign and can put them into our deck. Once again, great art. Oh, I love how these look. Up here, we have some helper cards about the different type of elements: air elements, earth elements, fire elements. We have a mystery deck, so I don't want to reveal that one. We have unlocked cards. These are the starting cards. There are 10, 5 for the 2 players if you're playing this cooperatively, because this is a 2-player cooperative or solo experience. Otherwise, it's a PvP 1v1. So these cards are what you're going to start with, and you can just see the art on these. Offensive stance, leap, you've got hit and run, guardian stance, focus, and desperate attack. Each of us will have the same deck to start with. The final piece in the core box are all of the small cards. We've got secret cards. This goes all the way up to 90 some. Oh boy, I don't want to mess their order up. I'll put those back. We've got item cards here, some tier cards. My guess is as we level up, we'll have to use tier cards for certain enemies. We have these taunt cards. I'm not exactly sure how they work. They're all just enemy attack cards. These are the different locations, so those are going to be slotted into our binder as we go. We have some equipment cards. You can just see some of the art here that we can find. Artifacts here, so guiding grass or emptying book, whatnot. And then we have major and regular corruption cards. And I'm not sure how those work. We'll find out as we play. But that will be the end of the core box. That's only one box. Let's go ahead and check out some more stuff, shall we? Next, let's open up this card deck box. I'm assuming what you can use this for is if you're playing a PvP, you each create your deck, because this is a deck construction game. I believe that you build that deck before you start playing. They even give you sleeves to put them in. Oh my gosh, just so amazing. And you can see it blue versus red, fire versus water. So you could just bring this with. You'd have everything you need. Maybe put your energy tokens in there and you're good to go. Here they have two different books. This looks to be a little bit of just a story to give you a little bit more flavor text of the world itself, talking a little bit about a young boy who is finding his way among this world. I read a little bit of it. It's fun. If you like that type of thing, my son actually might really enjoy it. He's really into these comic type books, so I might actually have him look at that. It's called The Egg Hunt. And then we have the Dragon Eclipse. Here is just some more beautiful art. It's just showing you the art of the game. I'll just show you a couple more pictures. There's that owl. I think we saw that on one of the cards. Yeah, just look at this lion. It looks so cool. And that plant. Yeah, so it's just some additional art for the game. Now let's take a look at the terrain miniature pack. If anybody knows me, you know how much I love to bling games. And look at this. All this terrain as miniatures. I love it. Let's check them out. It appears all of the terrain is also sun dropped. Oh my gosh, look at this tree. That is sweet. Once again, thinking of Oathsworn with trees. Let's see if I can fit that back in there. We've got some portals right here in the middle. It looks like some berries over here. At the top right, some dangerous terrain. And it looks like this even comes out. Oh my gosh, there's more underneath here. Look at all of this terrain. We have sweet looking statues. Oh my gosh. Anyone Tainted Grail? Tainted Grail statues, some more cool looking miniatures. Yes, this will just add to the look of how the game looks on the board. Of course, this doesn't add anything to gameplay, but I always love me some good upgrades to make the game look even better on your table. Next, we have the No Mystlings Left Behind. I love that. If you look at the back here, it states this is a special add-on that includes all 6 of the Mystlings that haven't won the polls during the crowdfunding campaign. So even though they didn't win, they still made them, and it was an additional add-on. Let's take a look at them. It looks like we just got even more characters that we can collect. Here we have these 6 additional Mystlings, and yes, they even are miniatures. Oh, look at this thing. It does recommend, I love that they have this in here. It does recommend that if you want to use these, you use them at the beginning of the campaign. Make sure you slot in the card, so we will for sure do that, potentially see them. It looks like we've got more spaces to find cards, so I'll place that with my core box, and that's where we can find the different locations in the world that they're in. Over here, I'm sure we have all of the cards. We have the Aqua Kin and their 6 action cards, the Blue Mane. We've got that one, the Cloudine. I love the name. Cloudine reminds me of somebody from, is it If or something? I think that's what it is, If, where you have the imaginary creatures. We have the Crystale. You know, this also makes me feel like one of those games like Unsettled where you just want to go and explore every single one of these things. The Leer, oh my gosh. And then, yeah, here's the cards for them when you're going against them. But just so much additional content here. 6 more Mystlings. So that's 37 plus 6. That's 43 different Mystlings now. They also provide you with new tier cards. You've got ones for each of the different types of Mystlings. And more arena locations like the Haunted Forest, the Sunny Lake. And these are probably the different locations you encounter those Mystlings. Next, let's open up the Arena Playmat Set. In this box, we have 5 additional Arena playmats. I don't want to even take them out because they fit so perfectly in this box. When we need them, when we're doing our playthrough, I'll pull them out. But this is just... I love this so much. I love playmats. You know who doesn't? My wife. She's always like, you don't need any more, but I always want just one more. Well, I just got 5 plus 1, 6 more in this game, and I'm quite all right with that. The art is glorious, just as usual. Our next box to dig into is the Untamed Arena. Now, if we look at the back side of this, it looks like this is specifically giving you doubling all action cards, allowing for more deck building options. It offers a variety of modes that enhance your PvP experience. So if you want to play 2v2 or 1 versus 3 or any other type of PvP mode, this is going to be the expansion that you want. It's going to give you all of that good stuff. Let's take a look in here. Inside of the box with the rulebook, we have a larger player board. It is much larger. Whoa, actually, no, you know what? It's not. It's about the size of the actual mat. So I have the playmat version of this. This is now just the regular board game or board version of what I have on the table right now. We have more cards with the 3.1, 4.1, and 4.2, and 3.2, some more tokens, and it just looks like we've got additional items of everything. We've got more arenas that we can use. Oh my gosh, more cards. These ones look to be foil cards. Oh, I love this. Just so much content in this game. You could just have this game and be set for life. I do love this comment here. You cannot tame opponents. Why not? Why can't I tame my opponent? We have one final box to look at, and that is the Foray into the Sahdowrealm. What a name. Sounds like Lord of the Rings almost. This box, this is an additional campaign expanding the story of Dragon Eclipse, expanding tactical possibilities and mechanics and introducing you to the dark world beyond portals. So it's going to give you, you betcha, more of the different Mystlings, because why not? A new location book and a new adventure book. Let's dig in. Already you can see the darker Sahdowrealm here with the art. Here's those locations. Yeah, look at the locations. Dark, dark, dark. Oh, cool, but just lots more to explore. In case you don't have enough in this game, we have our rule book for this expansion. Wow, we have new status sheets as well. So we have the new status sheets for this campaign. Here is our adventure journal, and once again, this is where we read different flavor text pieces and make decisions and go to different locations and basically do your little choose your own adventure kind of thing, and that determines where and when and what types of enemies you can fight. More locations to hold those world cards. In this box, there looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more Mystlings that we can discover. So with that, we have more cards for those Mystlings. These are the different tier cards. We also have booster packs for this one. Oh my gosh, so much awesomeness. I'm not ready to open up these packs yet. I want to do that after I finish the regular campaign, because it sounds like after you finish the regular campaign, you can do this one, but you need to pull some things out of the base campaign to do this one. So I don't want to set that up, but you can imagine with these are going to be the cards for these specific Mystlings, also how these Mystlings activate. We have all new types of items and artifacts in here, but we'll explore all of that when you go through this specific campaign. And that, my friends, is the unboxing of Dragon Eclipse with pretty much everything. As you can see, this game can last you a lifetime. There is so much to delve in here. I cannot believe, what was that, 30, 40, 48? 48 different Mystlings that we can explore, not to mention 3 different campaigns, 2 in the core box, 1 that's its own campaign here, and I was reading a little bit about it. There's a roguelite portion of this game that you could use in that one, where you actually unlock all of the booster packs first, and then go and collect cards and go as far as you can, and yeah, that just seems so cool. They've packed a ton into this game. I'm hoping to do a playthrough within the week, and we can get started showcasing this game. Thank you again to Awaken Realms for sending this to us. I really appreciate it. So fun to just dive in here. And if you're excited for this game or any game similar to this, then I need you to meet me at the table. Goodbye, everyone.